this is what we will be building in today's video. Before we get into that, I would like to give a huge shout out to Evan Vanderstoep, or however you pronounce his name, for actually inspiring this project. I'll have his channel and the video that inspired this project down in the description, so please do go check that out. Now, let's go get to building and testing. Alright, I just got a ton of packages for my next project here. So, I got the hiccups. Let's just start unboxing these guys. So, our first one here. Let's grab this guy. Goodness. Alright, so first off, we have this little baggie here. It's like I'm opening blind bags that aren't so blind. This here's the master power switch. Pretty sweet. We also have our mode selector switch. I already have a set of these keys, so where did I set them down? Here we go. I got my massive thing of keys here, so this should still work. Yep, it's the same connector type. And then the nice thing about this one, we're able to take it out in a certain position, so that way I can just, you know, set it to normal mode and then just let it go or test mode. So that's nice. And we also have our amber strobe light. Ooh, this thing is cool. It's kind of big. It's a lot bigger than I expected. But oh well. So this guy here has a pretty big xenon strobe. Danger, high voltage. I'm not surprised. Anyways, I'm going to be powering this guy up here now. So, if you have epilepsy, you might want to look away for a second. Alright, which one of these guys is positive? This is the positive one. Oh boy, I'm like actually scared, bro. These things are like crazy. Oh, I hear it. Dang. That's scary, bro. Listen to it. That's scary, dude. Wow, that's something else, man. That's cool. Wow, that's awesome. I like that. Oh, anyways, next box. Let's go. Let me just get it open here. All right, what do we have here? All right, we got a bunch of paper. We have our, so this is going to be what powers the thing. So, he said, being cheap. Not, it doesn't say that. This thing is heavy. I'm impressed. Specifications. Pause and read it on your own time. Actually, never mind, I'm reading this. Maximum power output 18 watts, 36. What model is this? Did I get the super model? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Oh well. Alright. So, what we're going to be using this guy for is we have our USB output, which will power the DTMF keypad I'm getting eventually. That's like... So, ironically, the two most important things that make this project what it is, the siren, and then like the actual siren, and then the DTMF control board, those are the two things that are coming like the latest. Like those aren't coming until like mid-January, or yeah, like mid-January. So yeah, so anyways, we have our input here. We have a USB output, which I will use for powering like the DTMF keypad for local activation, and then to 12-volt output, which will power basically everything. So I'm probably gonna use this one, this cable here, then sever off these two heads. Or maybe just this one. I don't know exactly how it's gonna all be wired in the end. I mean, I know, but I also like don't know like the easiest or best way to do it. And then this here. Maybe I don't want to use the knife for this. I don't know. I'll use the knife for this. Crack that open. Okay. This one here is a white antenna bag. So this is a Retivis antenna. So I guess white bags are Retivis, yellow bags are Diamond, and green bags are Nagoya. So, basically, here's the walkie-talkie receiver I'm going to be using for this project. And, this will all make sense a bit later, but it has an SMA, this has an SMA male right here, and this guy will also have an SMA male. But, this will all just make sense a bit later, once I open up more of the packages. So, actually, let me just get this guy open here real quick. So, let's get this open. Come on now. These guys are always so hard to get out of the bag. Come on. Ugh. Please do excuse me. Okay, wow, this is like a really thick antenna. It's a lot thicker than I was expecting. Alright, there we go. So here we go. It's got the SMA male on the bottom. Okay, and now into the last package. This should be the biggest one out of them all. Okay. So first off, we have the power cable for this thing. It's a 25-foot. And it includes pure premium crappy Wagos, which I will most definitely be using. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Let me just pop these Wagos onto here. These fake Wagos. These not a Wago. Get these guys open. Alright, there we go. Add that into the pile. Alright, we just have some simple old diodes here. I need to get diodes just for so basically with the indicator lights, some of them will kind of be like interconnected. So that way they will always be accurate. I had to get some diodes so that way they would always be accurate. And then, speaking of those indicator lights, here they are. Little 10mm guys. Pretty nice. Alright, moving on. So here we have an SMA extension cable. I hope this is long enough. Alright, so basically, as you can see here, the SMA female is the one with the mounting hardware on it. Oh, so this is what's going to be mounted into the box. So then, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to screw in this adapter here. And then I'm going to screw in this end. Okay, and then, oh gosh, I have no idea if this is going to be long enough. Holy crap, this is so short. This will mount up there, and then this will just screw into there. Okay, anyways, moving on. This is like the big, heaviest box of them all. This is the box itself. This was like $40. This feels very heavy, especially just for $40. Man. My electric box. Oh, there it is! Alright, so this is what everything's gonna mount to. With all these accessories and the keys. Okay. So I'm gonna have this charging base kind of in the bottom here. And if this is in here, this will be able to reach. All right, we're good. Phew. And it's not gonna be longer than necessary. All right, well, this box is like plenty big. I should have plenty of room to build stuff and get this all to work. Now that strobe light was awfully big. It should still fit on the top though. Oh yeah, that fits. Oh my goodness, this thing is so big. All right, guys, I just got the antenna mounted. I'm working on getting the strobe mounted next. As you can see on the inside here, we have the just the SMA extension in here. Hey, this is tough. I'm gonna activate the strobe again real quick. Ooh, that is tough, bro. I got the antenna back there too. It's coming out pretty good so far. Alright, another quick little update. Still got the antenna and strobe in there. I got the power cable ran through. It comes right there. I got the DC indicator light. I probably won't add an AC indicator light because I don't want to have to be drawing a massive 22mm hole for this. I don't want to have to drill a huge hole for that. And I also have my radio mounted in here. Alright, another quick progress report. I have this guy plugged in. We can open it up here. I have this guy installed. I got the UPS mounted. I have this wired up just temporarily. One kind of an interesting thing I noticed, this grounding screw, it hits the switch when it's in the off position. So it doesn't really like to close when it's in the off position because this guy kind of hits this corner here. Can't tell if that's a safety feature because then you gotta leave it on. This guy should boot up and start flashing soon. But I don't know. I can't tell if I like that feature or not. And then if power goes out, it still flashes. So yeah. And then we can just reach in here and turn it off. Pretty cool. Alright, so another thing I did is I got my mic set up. So basically, the thing with this radio is that the audio output is 2.5mm instead of 3.5mm. So I have it going into this shoulder mic, and luckily this shoulder mic has a 3.5 out. So I'm using this not only to be as like a microphone to like talk for whatever reason, but also as a 3.5mm output. And then I also have this cable right here, which is going to be for the DTMF keypad, which I'll probably put like right here-ish. And then that all runs down. I use zip ties to stretch out this coily cable because otherwise it was too short and the coily cables kind of suck. So I have these two audio cables running down the center of this coily cable, which is kind of cool. And then as of right now, they just sort of end up in this bundled mess. So yeah. All right, I got another package here. Let's get it open. Oh, there it goes. Here it is. So I got an update on some of my other packages. The tornado siren is still on track to be getting here. But the relay control board is stuck in customs apparently. So yippee. All right. So here is a audio switch. This is what I'm going to use to switch between radio audio and the keypad audio for local. And then this will be the output to the actual relay board. Pretty nice. Alrighty then, I just got back from Menards with parts for our DC power box. But first, a snack. Yummers. Alright. I'm gonna need these for the DC box. So, I obviously got our 5-way Wagos. Got a cover plate. I got our DC box. I hope this isn't too deep. I really, really hope this ain't too deep. Ooh, it's tight, but I think I can make that work. I don't know. Kind of scared now. And then I got other things for other videos. Alright, so I'm gonna install the parts onto this. This will fit into here, right? Yeah, okay, that'll fit. Alright. So I'm gonna install the parts onto here, and then I'm gonna go drop a schematic, because I'm gonna need help. Or at least a guide to wire this. Alright. So this does fortunately fit. Unfortunately, because the radio base is in here, it will be kind of at an odd angle. I might be able to try and fix that, but the angle might be what is able to make it fit, so I don't know. But anyways, basically, how this works is this here you use to select your mode, and then the corresponding light will light up. The standby comes from the normally closed circuit on the relay, and I don't have that. So currently this is just connected to nothing. Right here, I believe it is. This is so weird. I'm connected to absolutely nothing, and when I touch the wire, these things light up. They are so sensitive. This is the relay positive power, and it lights up the normal one. I have no idea why. If I touch the normally closed, you can see the blue one barely light up. And if I touch these two together with both my hands, oh, well, I should probably enable power to normal mode. So we can plug this in, and flip that, and then there we go, we have normal power now. If I touch them, you can see that lights up. I don't know what it is, man, but whatever. So that comes on. Normally a standby light would be on, because now it would be able to go through the relay, but I don't have that relay installed yet. If we go to test mode, the strobe light's about to come on, so be careful. The operational light comes on, or the operating light comes on, and then the test light comes on. That comes on. Also, when we're in normal mode, the exterior light comes on as well. So that's that. All I'm waiting on now is the siren and the relay board, and it'll be super simple. I just have to hook them up because I already have like everything else done. And then once I have it hooked up, it should hopefully work. I hope. Alright, now I found something really weird. Watch what happens to that light when I turn off the power. It just slowly fades out. I would assume this guy has like a power rundown, like from a capacitor or something, I would think. But I got no idea. That's kind of weird. Alright guys, we got another package. Gotta boot up the power supply. Yo, siren horn, let's go gang. Siren horn, horn switch, fuse, battery, siren horn. This is so tough, guys. Let's crack this Johnson open. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, that is so tough, gang. Alright. That's pretty chill. That's pretty chill. Alright, let's give this guy, where are my wire strippers at? Alright, the one with the black line is negative, I think, I hope. It's a motor, so I don't think it really matters. Alright, which one of these is positive? This one is positive. Alright, here we go, first one up. Oh, dang. Okay, you can shut up now. I think it overloaded my power supply. We might be cooked. Dang it, it draws too much. Can't test this, gang. Hopefully we won't be entirely cooked. Let me boot up this guy here. Hopefully the internal power supply will still work. Give it a second. Alright, it should be on. I really hope this works. If it doesn't, I don't know, guys. We might be cooked. Alright, so this one's gonna go into here. Plug it in. And this one, plug it in. Where are my keys at? I'll put this Johnson into test mode. Oh gosh. Sorry, you can't like really see anything, but where did I put my keys at? Let me find them. Alright, I got my keys. Let's hope this works. The power supply I have in here is able to supply less power than that one, so we might be cooked. Hello? Oh, it's not plugged in. Let me plug that in real quick. It's plugged in now? Dang. It overloaded it. Crap. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now then. Dang. Alright, well, the control board finally came. So let's get this guy open, and I'm too lazy to set my filming rig, so we're just gonna do it here. So let me get this guy open. Alright, well, I got it out. There's no power cable for the DTMF encoder, which is sad. I might be able to desolder this guy and just plug it in. Oh, okay. I thought it only took 5 volts. Okay, that'll save me a bit of money because I don't have to buy a USB step down. I think I'll just like either try and find a cable for this or just desolder this and then just hook it straight up. Also, these plugs here appear to be somewhat rusty. I can't tell if that's a protective layer or if it's like actually oxidizing. So yeah, that's that. I can't wire this up. I have a better power supply arriving today, apparently, because this guy is too weak to run the siren. I've got a 10 amp supply coming today, so I'm not going to get these installed until they arrive. Alright, well, the control board finally came. So let's get this guy open, and I'm too lazy to set my filming rig, so we're just going to do it here. So let me get this guy open. Alright, well, I got it out. There's no power cable for the DTMF encoder, which is sad. I might be able to desolder this guy and just plug it in. Oh, okay. I thought it only took 5 volts. Okay, that'll save me a bit of money because I don't have to buy a USB step down. I think I'll just like either try and find a cable for this or just desolder this and then just hook it straight up. Also, these plugs here appear to be somewhat rusty. I can't tell if that's a protective layer or if it's like actually oxidizing. So yeah, that's that. I can't wire this up. I have a better power supply arriving today, apparently, because this guy is too weak to run the siren. I've got a 10 amp supply coming today, so I'm not going to get these installed until they arrive. Okay, so on this control board right here, we have these solder pads right here, which let you set the mode. Now, my friend gave me this timer relay, so I'll be able to do attack cycles on the siren. So I'm planning to have 3 modes. Steady on, attack cycle, and then just the strobe, and then the 4th one is just gonna be empty. If one thing I was planning on was to be add a speaker on the side here, which maybe someday I could add that in with the 4th relay, but I don't think I ever will. That's gonna be confusing. But anyways, the mode I want, it's called like interlocking or something like that. So you type in one code, this relay turns on. You type in the code for a different relay, this one turns on, and then the other one turns off. So basically, it only lets you have one on at a time, and that's the mode I want. So I'm going to refer back to the data sheet and solder up those pins, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so I'm not the best at soldering, especially since I don't own any flux. But I got those middle pins bridged, so it should be set to the right mode now. So I'm just gonna power this guy up, just do a simple test run here. Alright, I got it all hooked up, so let me, where are my keys at? Oh, there. Let me get this guy powered up here. Turn the key over here. Okay. Gotta turn this guy on. Okay, that guy's on. And now, so when I turn on the, this is so messy right now. When I turn this on, the standby light should come on. Perfect. And we do see a power light. Let me just boot up the internal radio here. I'll probably have to set to be loud enough or so. Okay, so I've heard this thing can be kind of finicky. It's got to be at the right volume. So, manual dial, relay 1. Oh, I did not want it to do all that. Give me a second. All right, I got it working. Oh gosh, that was way too quick. Okay, there you go. And then, there you go. So it's definitely working. Now I'll just gotta wait. I don't have the siren hooked up currently, but now I just gotta wait for my stuff to arrive. All right, my new power supply arrived. This thing is pretty small, so let me get it open. All right, so here's the new power supply. Now I'm just gonna get all this stuff wired up and into place. Bad news, I was trying to get this thing to activate the relay board, but this chip right here, this 8-legged one, just blew out the magic smoke of death. So I'm probably gonna have to buy a new one or something. This thing is radiating heat, bro. Holy, should not be this hot. Just gonna like unplug this. Dude, this thing is like, ow, goodness, it should not be that hot. What the heck? All right, so here's the finished product. At some point, I will have to buy a new D2MF encoder module. Another thing I had to do, I had to modify the door handle here because this guy's in the way. So originally, it went to this side. You would open it, and then you would go to this side. So that meant that this guy would go down in the opened position, and it would hit this. So I had to modify it so it would be up in the open position, and then, you know, to the side when it's locked. Okay, so now power's on, so we'll turn on the AC power, and let me get my flashlight out of here. You can see back there, there's a white light indicating that the power supply is on. And now, down here, the DC control box will go to our normal operation mode. And then we have to turn on our radio here. You don't need it to be too loud, just a little bit quiet. And then ensure that this is set to A right here. Okay, and then on the radio, you're just gonna press 4 to go into standby mode. Gotta adjust the volume, it's a bit finicky. I need one of those silver Sharpies so I can mark down the correct volume at. Okay, there we go. Standby mode now. Pretty nice. So then, I don't have any code set yet, so it's still just 1, 2, 3. So then first off, 3. That is strobe only. Now, going to 1, that is going to be just constant siren. Now, number 2, I got this timer module in here, so it's going to be attack cycles. Those attack cycles, the off could probably be a little bit longer, but too tired to fix that right now. And then, going into here, if we go to the other mode, test. That just gives you local control of them. So yeah, that's it. Let me shut up the box so then we can just see how it looks when it's shut. Okay, put this guy into standby. Here we go. I just shut up the box. There you go, that's how it looks. Put a handle right here so you can pick it up. Oh, it's quite heavy. And then let's just activate it. There you go, pretty sweet build. These 3.5mm jacks, which will let me interface this guy with my breaker box. This relay here inside of the breaker box to then short out 2 of the pins on here. So the I'm gonna short out the tip and ring, and then the sleeve is gonna be ground. And then I'll just use a 3.5mm cable to connect the 2. Alrighty then, there we go, guys. The upgrade has been completed. Right there, 3.5mm. We'll just plug that in. Oh my goodness, there we go. Gotta push it down from the other side. Okay, so it's plugged in. Take the other end, and just plug it in right there. Okay, there we go. Now they are interconnected. We will turn this guy on. AC power first, and then we will set our DC power to regular. Right, there we go. And then I got the relay installed right here. So that all still works. We will turn that on. We will do relay mode, master, and we'll just do both outlets. Okay. So then, actually, you know what? I'll do apparently this was already on. Okay, whatever. But as you can see, it worked. Yes, listen. Okay. So as you can see there, it worked. We will turn that back. So. So yeah, there you go. That's the interface. Already done one last little upgrade I made to this guy. Gotta get this guy turned on real quick. Alright, so one last upgrade I made to this thing. I put a switch in up top here, which lets you set the mode for the external. And with the way I have the external set up, it cannot be on standby. It's yeah, I wired it through the normally closed of the standby relay. So if you have it on standby, the external jack is fully disabled. But plug one end in right here. And the other end into this little guy I made. Push button on top, 3.5 on bottom. Let me get this guy plugged in here. There we go. So then what we can do, we can either select siren and strobe, stiff little switch for longer activations, or we can set it to siren only for quicker, shorter activations, and you'll notice the siren is much louder on this mode. So yeah, that's it. That's the final upgrade. This is the final product right here. It's a really awesome little build I made. Really like it.